Before I was saved, I used to think that books could heal me. I bought every self-help book to ever exist to try to heal me and change me, before reading my Bible, of course. But I thought that the more self-help books I read, the more transformed and healed I would be. But as you all know, if you have ever been into New Age and you were saved out of New Age, you know that that is just a never-ending cycle. There's always more to learn, more to read, more techniques, more books, and the cycle continued, and it felt like I was on a never-ending healing journey. It felt like I was on a hamster wheel, to be honest. And the revelation that God gave me back in November of last year was that God was able to heal me more than any other book, podcast, healer, retreat, therapy, and anything else that I ever tried. A lot of you guys asked me what New Age books that I used to read before I was saved. I had that comment, like a few comments on my page, and so I can't find them. I meant to reply to the comment, but I couldn't find where it was. So now I'm making this video, and I want to tell you guys the New Age books that I used to read. I used to read all New Age, like Joe Dispenza books, Gabby Bernstein, Louise Hayes, the book that's known in the New Age world called How to Heal Your Life. I read books from that kind of stuff to father therapy, how to heal my father wounds because I had an absent father growing up. I even read books like The Man God Has for You, and all of these New Age self-help gurus that wrote these books on how to heal, how to do all these things. I even went to Bali to heal with Balinese healers that the book Eat, Pray, Love talks about. And I tried all of these healing things and ceremonies, anything that you can imagine, anything you can think of to heal, I tried it. And none of them worked because none of them were God. None of them healed me like God did. And when I finally gave it all up to Him and didn't rely on anything but Him, my life changed in so many different ways. And the discreet thing about self-help books is most of them are based on New Age teaching. They are not based on Christianity. They are based on the idea that you are your own God, you can heal yourself, and that logic is dangerous and fleeting. God saved me from the New Age. That's one of the things that He delivered me out of when I got saved. And that's the one thing that I thought was helping me. But it was the very same thing that kept me on a hamster wheel of healing. It never fixed me. It never healed me. It only pulled me further and further away from God until I finally realized I needed God to help me. I was actually broken and really needed healing. But let me just tell you that God will heal you more than any book, more than any retreat, more than any podcast, and more than any healer out there. Those are actually just distractions from the Creator who actually has the power to transform you, because God is the healer. And He gave me that huge revelation when I was in Bali and I had all these crystal necklaces and I went to all these retreats and all these things to tap into the spiritual realm and how to manifest the life of your dreams and how to change your energy by doing all these meditations the right way. And when God hit me with this revelation that He is the healer, He's like, why are you relying on all these external things to heal you? These crystals, these healers, these retreats, these methods, these techniques, this energy thing, the Reiki and Akashic Records and all of these things that I thought I was doing to heal myself. God is like, I'm the healer. You don't need all of those things. I'm the healer. And how He gave me this revelation, besides the Bali, is I was packing up all of my stuff when I was moving out of my old apartment back in November, and I was taking everything off my bookshelf and putting them in bins, trying to move. And I was going through all these books, and I literally crossed over this book called Father Therapy. And I remember reading that book and buying that book when I lived in LA, and I had this really deep father wound, and that's why I felt like I was in toxic relationship after toxic relationship, because I was trying to heal something and replace something and fill the void of emptiness and just the fear of rejection and the abandonment wounds. And so I was reading this book, and I really thought that this book would heal me. If I just read this book, then I could apply it and it would heal me. And it was just a very empty, like, you can't just read books and expect it to heal you. It doesn't work like that. And that's why I had literally over 200 self-help books on my bookshelf. And when I read that book, my dad had texted me during me reading that book, and I freaked out and I was like, oh my gosh, the book is working. But it wasn't actually the book working. It was God moving. And the devil can disguise us to think that. Like, sometimes the devil can use signs and wonders to make it look like that thing that you're doing is actually working, but it's actually the devil just pulling you further and further away from God. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy when something does happen like that, but it's actually God is allowing that to happen. It's not because the book or the retreat or whatever the case may be. And that same year that I thought the book was working, me and my dad got in the worst blow-up fight ever. Like it literally ruined our relationship. We didn't speak for like 2 years. And when I got saved and when I started putting my entire trust and everything into God and praying for him to restore these relationships, he has healed and restored so many of my family relationships. And it's not because of any book, it's because of God. And when I gave it all up to God and all my problems and all my mess, and I was like, you know what, God, take it. God restored and renewed all my family relationships from where they used to be. God is the true healer and restorer. Once I put down the self-help books and picked up my Bible, things started changing all around me. Nothing, and I mean nothing, can heal you like God's word can. And I hope this encourages someone to stop putting your faith in the wrong things and put your faith in Jesus. Put your faith in him and put your faith in his word and watch how it will transform and heal your life. I promise you, Jesus is the way, Jesus is the only way, and Jesus is the one true one that can heal you. He is the ultimate healer.